Howdy, y'all. Okay, so I have a big news flash. I do not have fibromyalgia. I have chronic Lyme. My husband made an appointment because my issues have been getting worse again. Cognitive issues have been getting worse. I've been off of Lyrica for almost 6 months, and the past month and a half, I've been having more pain and definitely more cognitive issues, which are concerning. I will say sentences, full sentences, which make no sense. Oh, you see my ring? I want to tell you about this. See that? It's pretty cute, right? I got it for like $3, I think. It might be silver. Anyway, I got it because I lost my wedding ring. That's the kind of stuff that happens, in my life. And, I just took it off. I was in the car. I took it off to lotion my hands at Walmart. I sat it in my lap, and I never take it off. I sat in my lap. I got out of the car and fell out, and I lost it. And I told my husband he wasn't mad. He's a pretty good guy. So today, I wanted to tell you about a couple things I have written down. Of course, I have to write them down because I don't remember. Concerning the stages that I went through with accepting and dealing with what I have, whatever it is. It's chronic Lyme, they say. My husband took me to the Gemsick Clinic, and I'll tell you all about that in another video. It was really good. So first of all, when I was really sick, after the onset, about, the whole year, almost a whole year, when I could not walk, I felt like every bone in my body was breaking. I was so confused. I'd go, if one of the kids asked for a piece of fruit, I would go in the kitchen cabinet looking for the fruit and not understand why it wasn't in the cabinet when it's supposed to be in the refrigerator. Pull out drawers looking for food. I mean, just totally confused. I had to use a walker in order to cook dinner because I didn't have the body strength to stand while I was cooking. It was a whole year of this that we went through. Struggling to get up and down the stairs. Long story short, when it was at its worst, I accepted that I was dying. I accepted that I was going to die. So that was the first part, accepting death. I was totally fine with that. I was ready. I knew the kids loved me. I knew my husband loved me. And I had a pretty good life. So I accepted the fact that I was dying. And then the next stage was to prepare for this death. So, with all the energy that I could muster, I started labeling the cabinets in our house so that when somebody new came in to take my place, new wife or whatever, that's what I'm thinking. My husband gonna get a new wife. She'd know where everything was. I wanted her to know where the kids' shampoo was and the towels, where they went, everything. OCD, maybe. So I got everything labeled, and then came some false hope from more medications. I had already done doxycycline and prednisone, which was good at first because the prednisone, I was on a lot of it too. The prednisone would pump me up so that I could actually walk. And then they started gabapentin, which helped the pain. Like, it was the nerve pain, so I didn't feel the pain coming, even though I had pain. And what that did is I'd feel really great, and I'd feel pumped up, and I did construction all my life. This is the type of person I am. I want to go out, I want to play with the kids, I want to go fishing, I want to paint my living room, I'm going to get some paint today, I'm going to paint the kitchen. So that's what I did. I was pumped up on prednisone and gabapentin. I remember this day, and my husband does quite clearly, because this is what I used to do. I got the paint for the kitchen, and I decided I wanted it green. So I got the paint, I got my ladder out, I got my supplies, and I painted the kitchen in a day. And I was feeling normal. And then it was a week I was not normal. I was broken. Every part of me was broken. My whole body was broken. My spirit was broken. And that's the first time I realized that, I'm not who I used to be. And I have to learn to live with that. So I'd get these false hopes from medication that way by thinking that I was the person I used to be when I'm not at all. And then I'd start overdoing it and start crashing again and being broken again. And, I had to learn not to overdo it. I had to learn to take it easy. And that has always been a struggle for me. Easier now than then, but then I started downsliding after the gabapentin, and they took me off the prednisone and the gabapentin, and I would just get more pain again in my back, in my back, in my hips, and then the disappointment. I would get so disappointed that I had hoped this medication was the answer. I had hoped the pain would be gone. I had hoped that I would have my life returned to me the way it was before. And it didn't happen. So I had to accept the fact that, 1, I wasn't dying. 2, I had to live with this pain. 3, I had to learn to be a new person. I had to learn to be the person in this body now, not the body I had before. So the disappointment, and then inner rage. I had so much inner rage because I was disappointed. I was disappointed in myself. Why can't I walk up and down the stairs? Why can't I take care of my children? Self-pity, stepped in, of course. Why do I have to sit in a walker and cook dinner? Why do I have to have a babysitter come and take care of my children when I struggle down the stairs just to sit on the porch to watch her play with my children outside? Poor, poor, pitiful me. So I had to get over that. But my depression, and I can accept that I was depressed and comes out as anger. I get pissed off. That's just probably from my father and our gene pool, but I would get so angry. And the doctor put me on Cymbalta for pain and also the depression, which I didn't know I had until I realized that I had a problem when I wasn't on the Cymbalta. I'd get so angry, but sometimes depression comes out as anger. Not crying, not, poor me. It comes out as, this is really ticking me off. Like, I remember you don't eat these often, but the kids wanted some ramen noodles. So I had some ramen noodles, and I could not tear the package. I was so pissed. Because I was too weak to tear the package. But the Cymbalta, what that did for me is it kind of sent the brain signal to say, it's okay, get a pair of scissors. I'm like, all right, I'll get a pair of scissors. And then I cut it open. It helped me to adapt to who I am, who I was then. So I'm still on Cymbalta, 60 milligrams in the morning and 60 like in the afternoon. I was to take it at night, but I needed it closer together because the pain would start happening in the afternoon. Anyway, the depression, which was my anger, and then the adapting. And then then I saw Dr. Jacobs. He's in DC. He's a Lyme specialist in DC. I saw him, and I'll show you all of his report in another episode, along with all of GemSec's report in another episode so far with GemSec, what they're going to do. But Dr. Jacobs was not sure that I had Lyme, but he treated me for it anyway. He put me on a very strong antibiotic. I can't remember the name of it. Read the report. I will read it to you, and it's in there. Anyway, this antibiotic stopped, I would say, 70% of the pain that I have. was having. And I would get these tremors in my hand, like I'd be shopping in a store or something, pick up a hanger, and it would start shaking. And I just, pretended like it wasn't there, and just ignored the people looking at my hand shaking, or my head would do these weird things, like that or something. And, I would just, my husband, he was really good when that would happen. He would pretend that he didn't notice either, but he did. Every single time I had a tremor, he noticed. And I knew because I saw it in his eyes. But he pretended not to because he knew it would upset me. Anyway, this medication helped stop that freaky stuff from happening. It took away 70% of the pain, so I should be grateful then, right? I should be grateful that 70% of the pain is gone. But the 30% of the pain that I had left was hindering our lives and the pain that I have still. So the doctor, then I saw a rheumatologist who thought I just had fibromyalgia. She agreed, you have fibromyalgia. We are going to treat you for that. This is going to be for the rest of your life that you're going to have this fibromyalgia. And I hear your wrists cracking. You have knee troubles. No arthritis though. Just pain in all the right spots. All those points, I had them. The fibromyalgia points and the brain fog. All that confusion was said to be from the fibromyalgia. I don't know about the tremors. But all that. Anyway, she took me off the gabapentin. She said that was going to tear my liver up because I was always taking the maximum doses of every medication because I needed that max dose in order to walk, to live any kind of life. She took me off of that. She put me on Lyrica, and it was the max dose. And the summer of 2014 was the best. It was the best summer ever in a long time because the Lyrica stopped the pain, and it was maximum dosage. I think I took it every 4 hours, but it made me tired, and I couldn't be tired because this was a summer that I had the kids home, and I was going to enjoy every second of it because I was not in pain, and I was not going to be tired either. I have a headache right now. I get these headaches really bad. So I started drinking Red Bull, but that wasn't enough to keep me awake. So from the Red Bull, I found green coffee bean supplements, which I do not suggest anyone taking, but I was on 3,200 milligrams of green coffee bean supplements. It's like caffeine boost to stay awake in order to counteract the Lyrica so I could stay awake. And I did this the whole summer of 2014 into the fall. And almost the whole summer, almost an entire year I did this. And it worked, for me. And I just enjoyed the kids that summer. I remember we went to the lake every day. We would pack our lunch, peanut butter jelly. I would sing them a song. Oh, it's peanut butter jelly time. I'd say, what time is it? They'd say, what time is it? And I'd start dancing and sing, it's peanut butter jelly time. And then we'd have our lunch and we'd take it to the lake and we'd go swimming pretty much all morning and eat our lunch there and then come home. And the kids were wiped out and I'd do dinner and, they would be ready for bed. It was a great summer. It was beautiful. The lake was beautiful and calming. And I think also the water and the sereneness, the serenity, we'll say that, of the lake helped a lot spiritually for healing. I had a lot of fun with the kids that summer, and they had a lot of fun, which is important. So anyway, after that year, the Lyrica started to stop working. So again, I'm dealing with the downsliding, the false hope of the medications, the disappointment, inner rage, self-pity and depression turned to anger on the inside. And I fell asleep 2 times with my baby at home. He's not a baby, he's 4, but he was playing on the iPad on the sofa with me, beside me, and I guess because I was on so much caffeine that the Lyrica stopped working for the pain and the caffeine stopped working, and I had a crash and I fell asleep. Nothing happened. He was absolutely safe, but for me as a mother, I felt like the worst mother in the world. Like I'd failed. I'd failed as being a mother. Just because, not even just because anything could have happened. He's always into something. That one is always into something. That's Noah, my baby. And I knew something had to change. So I went to the hospital and got off of the Cymbalta. No. I got off of the Lyrica, and they withdrew me from Lyrica and caffeine. I had no headache caffeines. None. And then I just had to get off of that because I was killing myself with all that caffeine. I could have had a heart attack. I didn't even know. I could have had a heart attack and died. I probably still could. So now, fast forward to here, where we are, about 6 months later. That's what I did at the hospital. I don't know. I think I shocked my system so much after getting off of the Lyrica that these little critters are in me. They were just shocked. They're like, what did you do to us? You took us off the Lyrica and the caffeine? And they were trying to figure it out, so they weren't really doing anything for a couple months. But then, a couple months ago, they started back. It started back with the cognitive and the pain. I would do stretches, and that would pretty much help, but now not even the stretches really help. I do have to soak in an Epsom salt bath every day, which I'm supposed to be doing right now, actually. And I have to take a rest. Even though I can't sleep right now, I still have to lay down and rest for at least an hour